He said he'd just step out for 5 minutes, and he didn't even take a jacket. Mom shouted after him, "Come back quickly." And I didn't even look up from my phone because I thought he'd come back like always with some stupid story and a funny video. But 10 minutes passed, then 30, then an hour, and something inside started tightening. Mom was already standing by the window, staring into the yard like she could bring him back just by looking. We started calling, but his phone was out of range. And then that sound at the door didn't feel normal anymore. It was the kind of knock that breaks lives. Two people were standing there, and they wouldn't even look us in the eyes. I already understood nothing good was coming, but I kept listening like this was some movie, and I'd wake up any second. They said accident. They said he didn't make it. They said something else, but I couldn't hear anything anymore. Mom just fell to the floor and started screaming the way people scream when something inside them tears forever. I stood there unable to even cry because my brain refused to believe how someone who was laughing 2 hours ago could just disappear. The next days were a blur. People came, saying things, hugging us. But all those words were empty because he was gone. And you know what was the worst? Our dog, the one he had picked up as a puppy, he didn't understand. He ran to the door every time he heard footsteps. He brought his favorite ball and left it by the door, like he was inviting him to play. He slept by his room and wouldn't go inside, like he was afraid no one would be there. We tried to distract him, play with him, take him outside, but he was fading, getting quieter, smaller, weaker every day. And one night I heard a soft whine. I walked into the hallway and saw him by the door. He was staring at one point and gently wagging his tail like he saw someone I couldn't see. I sat next to him, and for the first time I cried for real, because I understood he was still waiting. For him, nothing had ended. And a few days later, he just stopped eating. The vet said his organs were fine, but he was just giving up. I never thought that was possible, that you could die not from illness, but from losing the person you love. And one morning, Mom called him from the kitchen, but he didn't come. We found him by the door, in the same spot where he waited every day. He was lying there peacefully like he had just fallen asleep. And in that moment, I understood something I will never forget. Sometimes the heart doesn't stop from pain all at once. Sometimes it just slowly gives up, day by day, until there's nothing left inside except emptiness and waiting that will never end.